Human remains were among the bones retrieved during the search operations for the missing sabungeros in Taal Lake. In a briefing on Monday, July 14, Philippine National Police Chief General Nicolas Torre III discloses that the recovered bones from the Taal Lake were a mix of both human and animal bones.
Halo-halo, no? Kasi alam niyo naman na may farm yan dyan sa lugar na yan. May farm. Ang Taal ay farming yan. So, andyan na lahat na makikita natin. May mga na-recover na mga animal remains, may human, at mix-mix na ang ating mga tinitingnan ngayon na mga... Kaya kasama sa ating processing dyan, ang pag-differentiate kung ito ba ay animal origin or human origin.
In the same briefing, PNP spokesperson Brigadier General Jean Fajardo says they already secured the DNA samples of 12 relatives of missing sabungeros. According to Fajardo, the samples and the remains found in Taal Lake are now up for scientific examination at the PNP Forensic Group. The Philippine Coast Guard says on Monday morning that they have recovered 5 sacks with suspicious contents since they began their search and retrieval operations last July 11. Last June, whistleblower Julie Dondon Patidongan, also known as alias Totoy, claimed that 34 missing sabungeros were buried in Taal Lake. The DNA samples of at least 12 relatives of the missing sabungeros and possible human remains earlier retrieved from the Taal Lake are now up for scientific examination at the Forensic Group of the Philippine National Police. In a briefing on Monday, July 14, PNP spokesperson Brigadier General Jean Fajardo says they had already secured DNA samples from 12 relatives of the missing sabungeros and are now awaiting official results from the Forensics Group. According to Fajardo, if these samples match their findings, then it would prove that the missing sabungeros were indeed killed.
Well, if there will be a positive match po, definitely it will be a biggest development in this case po. Ika nga, parang major breakthrough po yan because this will prove our earlier assumptions na talagang pinatay na talaga itong, at least we're talking about the 34 missing sabungeros na hawak na cases na hawak po ng CADG. Kung sakasakali po na may talagang possible human remains na nakuha po o na iangat po.
The Philippine Coast Guard on Monday morning said that they have retrieved 5 sacks containing suspicious object from Taal Lake since the beginning of their search and retrieval operations on July 11. Last June, whistleblower Julie Dondon Patidongan alias Totoy claimed that the 34 missing sabungeros were reportedly buried in Taal Lake, Batangas. Patidongan was one of the 6 security guards accused of abducting the missing sabungeros. The Department of National Defense says the alleged existing foreign passport of Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro Jr. had already been renounced years ago. DND spokesperson Arsenio Andolong makes the clarification after a news report claimed that Teodoro still holds a passport from Malta, which is a member state of the European Union. According to the news report, the passport was issued to Teodoro on December 22, 2016. However, Andolong says it was surrendered and renounced before the filing of Certificate of Candidacy in 2021. Teodoro ran for senator in the 2022 elections but lost his bid. Andolong adds that the existence of the now renounced passport was disclosed to the Bureau of Immigration and the Commission on Elections prior to the 2022 elections, as well as to the Commission on Appointments before Teodoro's confirmation as defense chief. Furthermore, Andolong says the motive of this rumor is known and clear to Teodoro. According to the Department of Foreign Affairs, dual citizens can hold public office provided that they already renounced their foreign citizenship beforehand. The Philippine government is mourning the death of Leia Mosquera, a Filipino caregiver who succumbed to injuries she sustained in Iranian missile attacks in Israel. According to the Department of Migrant Workers, Leia was seriously injured when the flat she shared with other Filipino caregivers on Bilu Street in Rehovot City was directly hit by missiles. The agency says she was in critical condition and was hospitalized at Shamir Medical Center. Leia was initially declared stable, though still with oxygen and ventilator support. She passed away on Sunday morning, July 13. In a statement, the agency extends its deepest sympathy to the Mosquera family. The agency also assures Mosquera's family that the Philippine government will shoulder all expenses, including the repatriation of Leia's remains, local transportation, funeral, and other burial costs. The agency adds that financial assistance will also be extended, including the airfare of Leia's sister, May Joy Mosquera, who also works as caregiver in Israel.